Hello YouTube, CivilianSnowman here, and today I'm going to review The Hurt Locker, Kathryn Bigelow's new film starring Jeremy Renner. The plot follows Jeremy Renner's character, Sergeant William James, who is put in charge of a bomb disposal unit, who are the guys in the current conflict in Iraq and Afghanistan, are basically really doing the most dangerous job, disposing of bombs. But Jeremy Renner's character is actually addicted to sort of the adrenaline rush that he gets from disposing bombs, so he basically puts himself in danger, puts his team in danger. It's basically his story about why he does it and how it affects his comrades. What I think is this film's main strength, and this is down to really Kathryn Bigelow's direction, and she's obviously responsible for Point Break, which is one of my favourite films of all time. I like the fact that it takes an original approach to the war genre, because it is kind of a tired genre at the moment. There are so many Iraq war movies coming out that I just haven't bothered with because they all look like they're too steeped in politics and they look dull, to be honest. So this one really dares to show a soldier's side of the story instead of bog you down with political undertones and stuff like that. It just kind of, Kathryn Bigelow just wanted to make an action movie set against the Iraq war, and I think she does it really well, and it is an original approach to show a soldier that is addicted to combat, is addicted to the adrenaline. It's something that I haven't really seen before, at least to this extent, and I think it is a really interesting and original approach. So that is, straight away, that's the main thing that the film has going for it. The acting across the board is brilliant, from Anthony Mackie as Sergeant Sanborn and Brian Geraghty as Specialist Eldridge. I have to say that special mention has to go to Brian Geraghty because he is really, really brilliant in this film, and he kind of represents the fear and isolation that soldiers feel out there on the field, and he's the complete polar opposite to Jeremy Renner's character, and provides really good, interesting conflict to the movie. So I just wanted to say that I think Brian Geraghty is really good in this movie. He's kind of a surprise of the movie for me. This film really hinges on Jeremy Renner's performance. He has been in a few films, but never as a lead role. I mean, I have seen him before in like The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford and 28 Weeks Later, and I think he's a consistently good actor. I'm glad to see him get a lead role because he's always been one of those guys like, oh, I know that guy from somewhere, he's one of those. And I think he does really well in this movie because the character isn't as black and white as you'd assume. He's not a Martin Riggs from Lethal Weapon where he's got nothing to lose, and kind of wants to die. It's not that by any stretch of imagination. He has an ex-wife who still cares for him. He has a baby son, yet he's still putting himself in harm's way. And towards the end, he kind of gives a kind of explanation to his actions, but it never really clears up why he does what he does. And I think this is really interesting because, mate, we don't need to know as an audience. We just want to see what he does. The fact that they don't give us a complete explanation leaves it kind of into interpretation, like maybe something's happened in his past that has made him want to do this stuff. But it is left up to the audience to decide. And I think that Jeremy Renner's performance, there's something to it, like there's something behind what we're seeing him do in the movie. Like we know there's a motive there, we can tell. He really kind of delivers that feeling, although never explains it, which I think is a really good performance. So yeah, Jeremy Renner is absolutely brilliant in this movie, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets an Oscar nod for it, to be honest. He's really good. Now, I'm not saying he deserves to win the Oscar, because in my opinion Sam Rockwell deserves the Oscar for Best Actor for Moon, but I really wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy Renner is nominated. Kathryn Bigelow's direction provides both very strong points of the movie and somewhat weak points, and I'll just go over the weak point to begin with, and that is that the way the movie is shot is very handheld, zoomy and stuff like that. It's a style that we have all become accustomed to since like the year 2000. More and more action films are using this style. It really reminded me of Paul Greengrass. Now, not to the extent where you can't tell what's going on, because I've never really had a problem with handheld camera work, but I was expecting something different. I mean, I thought the storyline was so original that the cinematography would be as well, but it wasn't. It was a style that we've seen and done before, really. So that was one of the slightly disappointing points of the movie for me, was the fact that the style was very similar to shit that we've seen before. On to the strong points of the direction by Kathryn Bigelow. Basically, she manages to construct some of the tensest scenes I've seen all year, and I didn't think that any film released this year would be as tense as Inglourious Basterds, but The Hurt Locker really is up there with Inglourious Basterds for tension, especially in the action scenes. There's a scene where Jeremy Renner's character and Anthony Mackie's character are having a snipe off with an insurgent from like a mile away, and this is just one of the tensest scenes ever. Like the fact that because it is difficult to aim a sniper rifle from that distance, so it's not just like your Hollywood one-hit kill, you know, they have to keep adjusting where they're shooting and stuff, and as does the insurgent, and it's really tense. It's like, who's going to hit first, you know? It keeps you on the edge of your seat for the entire thing. I think it's absolutely brilliant, especially the scenes where Jeremy Renner is actually disarming bombs. It's so tense. You really don't know if he's going to make it through. I mean, you think, you know, we've got 2 hours of a film to fill. Within the first 15 minutes, he's disarming a bomb, and you think he could die, you know. It never occurs to you that, oh, well, there won't be a film if he dies, because he really could. I mean, the film starts with a big actor. Now, I won't give away who it is, but it starts with a big actor getting blown up, so you think nobody is safe in this movie. And Kathryn Bigelow really kind of amps up the tension and makes you fear for these characters' lives, but that wouldn't work if she doesn't make you care for the characters, which she does. She has the male bonding scenes that kind of remind me of Point Break, but you do care about these characters, and the tension in the action scenes is all the more for it. Final point about Kathryn Bigelow's direction is the fact that she uses slow motion in a very, very effective way. Now, she uses slow motion when the bombs go off at the beginning, but not in a flashy show-off, look at what we can do kind of way. It's to show the effects of the bomb. Like, it shows sand jump up off a burnt-out car, basically in slow motion, and it just shows the power of these explosions, and it never feels like she's trying to show off. It actually serves a purpose. It's one of the few films where the slow motion actually serves a purpose, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. This applies to the rest of the movie as well. She uses slow motion just here and there, just 2 or 3 times in the movie. She doesn't overuse it, but she uses it when she has to, and I think it really is brilliant. It really involves the viewer a lot more. So, time for a rating. I'm going to give The Hurt Locker 4 stars. I think it's a really, really good film, probably one of the best of the year. It's a brilliant action movie that it takes an original approach to the action, original approach to the genre of war movies, and it's just really cool. We have seen like I said, the cinematography is reminiscent of a lot of films that have come out recently, but the action scenes, like the use of slow motion to actually contribute to the story and the scene, I think is brilliant. So it is a really good action film, probably one of the best of the years. I thoroughly recommend it to any fans of action movies, war movies, whatever. I'd recommend it to anyone. I think it's a really good film, so I'm going to give it 4 stars, and yeah, definitely worth checking out. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. Thanks for commenting, subscribing, all that stuff. This is CivilianSnowman signing out. I'll see you later. Bye.